Team, what's up? Today, I want us to take another look at our community and zero in on the importance of having the right people in it. Because when we have the right people in our community, there is a much higher chance that we'll be able to foresee success. Now, I mentioned this yesterday, but I can't stress this enough. Because some of you are going to look at the people you currently have in your community and see a bunch of very good people. But what you have to realize is that having good people in your community doesn't necessarily mean that they're the right people, nor does it mean that they'll be able to add the type of value that you're looking for. Now, it's always to your benefit, always, to have high quality people with honesty and integrity in your community. And I'd never advise you to align yourself with people who can help you get the job done, but lack character, because that comes with another set of issues that we don't need. But if character is all they have to offer, then you'll need to add people to your community who have character plus the traits and abilities that will help you get to the next level, because your community will in large part determine your trajectory. Hopefully you already have an idea of at least the type of people you'll need to add to your community based on your responses to the goal model. But we have to make sure that we're not missing any key figures, because what those key figures are going to give you the ability to do is to live beyond your means. I know that's a negative term that we use to describe people who spend more than they earn, but I want to flip that and use it as a positive term to say that having the right people in your community will help you live on a level beyond what your means alone could accomplish. So instead of us talking about financial means, we're talking about the means afforded to us through human capital. And while we're on the subject of foreseeing success through our community, here's something I want you to stop believing, if in fact you believe this. Stop believing that people are self-made. Obviously, successful people took responsibility for their lives, put the work in, developed themselves, and overcame the obstacles that were in their way. But when you go down the line, there's always someone else who helped them on their road to success. Some people won't give credit where it's due, but there's always someone else who deserves at least some of the credit. So don't feel like you have to be Superwoman or Superman to accomplish everything you want to accomplish in life. Because like we said before, your success will in large part be attributed to the people who are a part of your community. And what I'm suggesting can be summed up in the saying that your net worth is in your network. Your net worth is in your network. Yes, you as an individual have to work hard. Yes, you have to be resilient. Yes, you have to be determined. Yes, you have to develop yourself. Yes, you have to do all of the things that we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks. But no, you don't have to do it alone. And the more people of value that you have in your community, the more you'll be able to accomplish for yourself, and the more opportunities you'll have to give of yourself. Because this isn't a one-way street. You have something to offer as well. Basically, all I'm trying to say is that your next level is a group project. Let me say that again. Your next level is a group project. And you need to start treating yourself like a project that needs more than one individual to accomplish. Because success is not a one-man or one-woman show. One person might walk on stage and accept the award, but that one person always has a list of all the people they want to thank because they know that their success was a team effort. So let's talk about a few of the people who you'll need on your team, because your next level is a group project. First, you're going to want a mentor. There's a definition of a mentor from freelance writer Matt D'Angelo that I really like, but modified a little bit for our purposes. A mentor is a seasoned individual who informally guides a less experienced individual in their professional and or personal endeavors. I'll say that again. A mentor is a seasoned individual who informally guides a less experienced individual in their professional and or personal endeavors. Now, some of us have been fortunate enough to already have a mentor or mentors in our lives, whether we chose them or they chose us. But if you don't already have a mentor, when you're searching for that person or persons, it's always advantageous to find one who has experience in the specific field or practice that you're dealing with, because they'll be able to guide you through that space, through the ins and outs, and help you with whatever goal that you have. And there's nothing like having someone in your corner who's already seen what you're going to see, who's done what you're going to do, and who's been successful at doing it. But it's important to know that even though it would be ideal to have a mentor who's done what you're trying to do, it's not always necessary, because there are some people in this world who just have so much wisdom and life experience that they can help you navigate through just about anything that you're going to deal with. So if you found yourself in a situation where there's someone who can serve in that capacity, but isn't a specialist in whatever you're trying to do, it would still be a good idea to have them in your circle, because there's safety in the multitude of counsel. And it's important to understand this too. It's not always necessary to have someone with all the answers if that person knows how to find the answers. When you think about a mentor, you should think about relationships like the one Maya Angelou had with Oprah Winfrey, like Socrates and Plato, like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. And for the Star Wars fans, because there's always a Star Wars fan, like Yoda and Luke Skywalker. Now, from the mentee's perspective, this is a relationship with someone you look up to, someone you respect and admire, and one where you have a reliable source of wisdom and advice to help you navigate through life. From the mentor's perspective, there's someone who has a genuine interest in the mentee as a person, cares about their development, and has a vested interest in their success. You don't want to call someone a mentor who is in the same boat as you or who is looking to benefit off of you. You want someone who, generally speaking, already has what they want in life, knows who they are, and genuinely wants to help you. When I started off in pastoral ministry, I was fortunate enough to have a senior pastor who was and still is a mentor to me. And I could go on and on about the many things that he taught me, that he brought out of me, that he helped me work through in my professional and personal life, how he was never in competition with me, how he always exhibited the utmost integrity, how he never tried to stifle my development because of jealousy or envy, how he never tried to one-up me, how he protected me, or how he never asserted his authority over me and always treated me as an equal, even though we weren't. Like I said, I could go on and on about him. But the one thing that always sticks out in my mind, because I've seen the other side with some of my former colleagues, the one thing that sticks out in my mind was how my mentor saw my success as his success. You want a mentor who is so invested in you as an individual that they view your success as their success. And the only way you'll find someone like that, someone who isn't in competition with you, who won't be jealous of you as you continue to elevate, who won't try to humble you as your confidence grows. The only way you'll find someone like that is if you find someone who is, one, secure in who they are, and two, is content with the level of success that they already have. And I'm going to tell you why those two things are so important, and why you don't ever want a mentor who doesn't have both. You want a mentor who is secure in who they are and is content with their current level of success, because if they're not already secure in who they are and aren't content with their current level of success, the second you begin to outshine them, they're going to end up being your competition. I need you to hear me on this. The goal of a mentor, rather the goal of a good mentor, is to not only help their mentee, but to help them to the point where they have the potential to surpass them. One day the pupil is supposed to be the master, But if the master isn't satisfied with who they are and where they are in life, then you're just going to end up with two people in close proximity that are going after the same things, when only one of them was supposed to be the focus. And I've seen this dynamic play out many times, and it never works. So if you're looking for a mentor, of course, they need to have experience. They need to have integrity. They need to have wisdom. They need to genuinely care about you. They need to be able to protect you from outside forces and sometimes from yourself. They need to be able to do a lot of things. But if you sense that they're not secure in themselves and aren't satisfied with their current level of success and where they are in life, then that's your sign to look elsewhere. And if you already have a mentor and you pick that up, then that's your sign to find another mentor. This relationship is sacred. And the last thing you want to happen is for a division to creep in because the two of you have similar or the same aspirations. Now, I have to say this too before we move on to the next person we need on our team. If you're legitimately having a hard time finding someone in your vicinity to mentor you, my message to you is that we're living in the age of the internet, and you can find a mentor online. You can find a mentor through a podcast, through YouTube, and so many other platforms. Listen, there's so many people out there giving free game that you should never feel like you don't have access to people who are willing to help you, because that's the role that many of them are trying to play. They want to help. They want to share their experience and wisdom. And many of them do so through their platforms because they know that they can touch far more people virtually than they could in person. So take advantage of them, especially if you can't find someone where you are. Now, it may not be personal. They may never get to know your name. You may never meet them, but you can still get the information that you need from them until you're able to find someone to give you that personal touch. And here's a pro tip that you should always practice in your mentor relationships before we move to the next person. Once you find someone to mentor you, make sure that you respect their time, not in the way that you respect your time, but in the way that they respect their time. They're doing you a favor. And one of the things that you can give back to them is the respect they deserve for the time they're investing in you. And I can guarantee you that it will greatly enhance the trust, appreciation, and value of the relationship between the two of you. Next, you want to find a coach. Now, this relationship is different from the one you'll have with your mentor because a coach's job is to make sure that you get to the next level. A coach is someone you hire. You caught that right? A coach is someone you hire to teach, to train, to organize, and to bring the best out of you so that you can accomplish your goals. And although you may develop a close relationship and become friends with your coach is running a business and you are their client. Growth and development are their products, and that's what they're paying you to provide. Now, I want you to keep several things in mind before you hire a coach. One, coaches don't create goals. They help you accomplish and hold you accountable to the goals that you establish. So if you don't have a goal, you don't need a coach. That is, unless the coach you're hiring is one that specializes in helping people establish goals. But generally speaking, you hire a coach because you want them to help you accomplish or get better at something you want to do. You set the direction and they help you get there. And just about everybody that you admire, that you idolize, and that you're using to model your life after has a coach. Your favorite actor has a coach. Your favorite singer has a coach. Your favorite athlete has a coach. Your favorite business person has a coach. Your favorite coach has a coach. So don't think that hiring a coach is something out of the ordinary. Actually, it's something that very successful people ordinarily do, because they realize that having someone who is dedicated to helping them get better and accomplish their goals is much better than trying to do it all by themselves or with the help of someone who is assisting them on a volunteer basis like a mentor. The second thing coaches do is that coaches prepare and position. They prepare and position, but they don't play. If I can talk basketball for a second, what I mean by prepare and position is that they're going to be working with you throughout the week to make sure that your form is correct, that your strength and conditioning are suited for shooting late in the game, that they have a scheme ready for you to get you open shots. But coaches don't play. All they can do for you is to prepare you for the game, put you in the game, and put you in a position to take the shot. But it's completely up to you to make the shot. So when you think about a coach, you shouldn't think about someone who will give you results. You should think about someone who will prepare you and put you in a position to get results. And I need you to understand that nuance, because there are some coaches out there that are so good at what they do that it almost seems like all you need to do is to be connected with them to get results. And it's not true. They're just really good at preparing and positioning their clients. And it's usually because they have an amazing program that prepares their clients, an amazing network that will provide opportunities for their clients, and an amazing team that helps service their clients. So don't think that it's the connection that's going to give you the results, because it's not. The results will be determined by your execution after having been prepared and positioned. The results are your responsibility. And I need to say that because there are some people who think that just because they paid somebody to be their coach, that they're automatically going to be successful. And they blame their coach when things don't turn out the way they expected them to. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't bad coaches out there, or coaches who promise their clients things that are unreasonable or just flat out lies. Because all you need to do is to log into social media and you'll see some coach selling their program for how to become a millionaire in 30 days. So yes, there are more than enough coaches out there who overpromise and underdeliver. All I'm saying is that even if you get the best coach in the world, it's still your job to make the shot. So in your choosing of a coach, you still need to remember that it's in the doing that you'll get the results. The third thing you need to understand before you hire a coach is that a good coach is going to be completely honest with you. Now, it goes without saying that everyone's sensitivity level is different. And some of you haven't had people in your life who can tell you the truth without yelling or being abrasive and callous. But a good coach isn't going to do any of that. They're going to show you the utmost respect and communicate in a way where you can receive their instruction. But they're also going to tell you the truth. And sometimes you're not going to like what they have to say because the truth hurts. If your attitude, work ethic, skill set, mentality, or whatever needs improvement, they're going to let you know. But they're also going to be there to help you improve. But you have to be humble enough to hear it and not to take offense, because part of what you're paying them for is to hear the truth about what you need to do to improve. Now, I hope you notice that I keep saying a good coach, because you do have coaches out there who don't care about how they talk to people. If it's true, they're going to say it however they feel like saying it, without any regard for how you're going to receive it. If you run across a coach like that, keep running, because it's not about helping you. It's about feeding their ego. So don't even bother with them. On the other hand, the best coaches are the ones who can be honest with you, yet still treat you with dignity and respect, because they're genuinely good people and they understand that belittling the person could hamper their growth and development. They understand that it's better for their client and their business to have respect as one of their highest values, because hurting a client only means that they're potentially hurting their business. And I want to be clear, sometimes your coach is going to hurt your feelings. So don't get me wrong and think that hurt feelings are a sign of disrespect, because you'll likely have hurt feelings every now and then. But a good coach isn't out to hurt your feelings or to disrespect you, because they don't need to do that to get their point across. Knowing how to talk to people is very often just as important as the information itself. Because if the information isn't communicated in a way that the hearers can receive it, then it won't be useful anyway. So if you come across a coach who can't speak to you in a way where you can receive it, then don't even consider working with them, because your coach is going to have to say some things that you just aren't going to like. But the least they can do is to say them in a way where they're not being disrespectful. The bottom line is that you want a coach who you can trust with your goals and your dignity. There's a lot more that I could say about the things you need to keep in mind when looking for a coach, like a coach needing to have expertise, professionalism, discipline, have a good track record, be a practitioner, have an uplifting and positive spirit. But the last thing I'm going to say about what you need to consider is one of the most important values that each coach needs to have. Because if you align yourself with someone who doesn't have this, you can find yourself in a lot of trouble. And I can speak from personal experience because it happened to me. A coach has to have integrity. Listen to me when I say this. Do not, under any circumstances, align yourself with a coach, or anyone for that matter, who lacks integrity. Integrity is one of the most important values that you want to have in any relationship. Because without it, you'll never be able to trust this person with anything, let alone your future aspirations. Because people who lack integrity are selfish, short-sighted, compromising, and they make decisions based off of what serves them and not what's right. In a prior session, I mentioned briefly that I had some investments, and one of those investments was in real estate. And what happened was that I got involved with a real estate investor who was introduced to me through a friend. And based on the expertise and trust of the friend who introduced me, I trusted this person. And as we got to know each other better, they began to show me the ropes. They had a great portfolio. They would take me to projects that they were working on, showed me projects that they completed, and gave me tips on how to do the same thing. And eventually we ended up doing business together. But when the pandemic hit and everything shut down, all the investors who had deals with this person, myself included, started looking for their money. And the things that were being hidden eventually came to light. And without going into a long story, to this day, I'm still in court trying to get my money back because I found out too late that I was doing business with someone who lacked integrity. And let me be clear, everybody, including you, has shortcomings and character deficiencies. So I'm not sharing my experience to suggest that I'm better than someone else. But what I am saying is that you don't want to be on the wrong end of certain character deficiencies because some of them have far-reaching consequences, and a lack of integrity is one of the worst ones. We're going to end today's session right there and continue the conversation around our community tomorrow with part 2 of your group project. And I'll see you next time. Peace.